To manifest a loving relationship, you must first come to the understanding that love is not something you find, it is something you awaken. Love is not out there in another person waiting to be discovered like treasure buried in a distant land. It is a living presence within you. And the external experience of a loving relationship is only the reflection of your internal assumption that love is yours here, now, already. You have been taught to believe in a world outside of yourself, a world governed by chance, timing, and circumstance. But the truth is far simpler and far more magnificent. Your inner world is the cause of all phenomena. Every event, every encounter, every seeming coincidence in your love life is not random. It is a mirror. And that mirror reflects the assumption you hold about who you are and what you believe you deserve in relationship. If you assume yourself to be unlovable, the world will obey that assumption with precision and offer you experiences to confirm it. If you see yourself as always waiting for love, love will remain something you wait for. But when you shift your assumption, when you feel yourself now as the beloved, as the one adored, chosen, cherished, you activate a new pattern in consciousness. And because consciousness is the only reality, that new pattern will reshape everything to man. You do not need to chase love. You need only to become the state of love. Your work is not to find the person, but to become the version of yourself that already has the relationship you desire. All things gravitate to their likeness, so the moment you occupy the state of being loved, love must appear, not because you earned it, but because you aligned with it. You accepted it, you dared to say, "This is who I am now." Think not of your desire as something far off, think of it as a spiritual reality, a completed act. Just as an artist sees the finished painting before the brush ever touches the canvas, you must see yourself in the end, fulfilled, complete, in a relationship that reflects your highest joy and deepest truth. You must live from that end. Speak from it, think from it, feel from it. It is already done. You are not manifesting a stranger. You are aligning with your own state of being. There is no out there when it comes to the creative process. The person you think you must find is actually drawn to the version of you that already exists in the dimension of fulfillment. Your assumption draws them. Your imaginal act invites them. Your inner conversations summon them from the unseen into the seen. Begin to speak inwardly as one who is already loved. Say to yourself, "I am so deeply loved. I feel the warmth of their embrace, the ease of their presence. I am secure. I am chosen. I am adored." And as you persist in this feeling, the outer world must rearrange itself to reflect it. This is not a hope or wish. This is law. The law responds to feeling, not to words, not to begging, not to effort, but to the deep felt reality of your state. If you feel lack, it will manifest more lack. If you feel chosen, it will manifest evidence that you are chosen. So bring your entire being into harmony with the feeling of being in the relationship now, not later. Now. You may be tempted to ask, where are they? Why haven't they appeared yet? But this is the wrong question, because it implies that your assumption has not yet become real. And what you assume not to be real will remain unreal. So instead ask yourself, am I dwelling in the state of love? That is the only question worth asking. All else is distraction. You must become emotionally loyal to the version of you that already has the loving relationship. This means turning away from appearances, from loneliness, from the past, from stories of rejection and abandonment. It means rejecting the lie that you must settle or wait or prove yourself. You do not chase love, you declare love, you embody love, you radiate love. And the person who matches that frequency, who aligns with that signal, must appear. It is not your job to make them appear. It is your job to become the version of you that makes their presence inevitable. You don't make it happen, you make it welcome, you make it normal, you make it obvious. So begin tonight, begin now. Go within and construct the scene that implies your wish fulfilled. See yourself walking hand in hand with your partner. Hear their voice. Feel their touch. Let it be real to you in the only place that matters, your inner world. This is not fantasy, this is creation. All outer things are born in the unseen first. Speak with them in your mind. Hear them say, I love you, I choose you, I have always been looking for someone exactly like you. And feel the joy of that moment. Feel it so deeply that your body responds, your heart opens, your breath changes. Let the imaginal act be so vivid that it eclipses the outer world. That is the secret. Persistence is key. You don't plant a seed and dig it up every day to check on it. You water it with faith. You nurture it with inner knowing. You guard it from weeds of doubt, and then you allow it to grow in its own time. The relationship you desire is already yours, in the higher realm of consciousness. And it will crystallize in form the moment you persist in feeling its reality. Regardless of what your senses say, you are not alone, you never were. The moment you desired love, that love was created. But it can only enter the dimension of form when you prepare a space for it, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. If you walk around rehearsing abandonment, you are rehearsing the opposite of what you claim to desire. If you entertain the idea that you must be perfect before love arrives, you are delaying it. The universe responds to alignment, not to perfection. And you are always manifesting. Every moment, every hour, every mood is a prayer. The question is not whether you're manifesting, but what you are manifesting. So examine your inner conversations. What do you tell yourself about love, about relationships, about your worthiness? These are not just idle thoughts. They are the architects of your experience. You must become fierce in your focus, faithful in your feeling, and unshakable in your knowing. Love is not far, it is here. You are not waiting for someone to love you. You are awakening the version of yourself that is already loved. It's not a search, it's a remembrance. You are remembering your divine right to be loved deeply, intimately, and unconditionally, independently and unconditionally. There is no person, no past, no pattern that can block what is already yours. The only thing that can delay it is the story you continue to tell yourself. So drop the old story. Drop the identity that clings to pain. Drop the narrative that says, it never works out for me. You are not that story anymore. You are the author now. Write a new chapter. Begin with the end in mind. See yourself in the glow of love fulfilled. Not just once, but again and again and again, until it feels as real as the ground beneath your feet. Do this and you will watch the outer world catch up with your inner certainty. This is how it works. This is how it always worked. You are not the victim of fate. You are the chooser of states. Choose love. Choose it boldly. Choose it joyfully. Choose it now. You see, your assumption of already being in the relationship is not denial. It is creation. You are not pretending that something exists that doesn't. You are dwelling in the only reality that creates. The invisible world of imagination, of feeling, of spiritual knowing. This realm is more real than anything your five senses can perceive, because it is the source of all that is seen. And when you dwell there long enough, it becomes your default vibration. You no longer ask when, because you already feel the now. You no longer wonder how, because the who becomes you. The version of you that is loved is not something you become, it's something you allow. You relax into it, you accept it, you embody it, and the world cannot help but reflect it back. If someone broke your heart in the past, let that be the evidence of what you've outgrown, not a prophecy of what's to come. You are not the wounds of your history. You are the power that gave birth to every healing you have ever known. And in that healing, you rise. You rise into the version of you who says, I am worthy of a love that mirrors my wholeness. The state you dwell in determines everything, and a loving relationship cannot arrive into a heart that still clings to the echo of lack. You cannot cry out for someone to complete you and then expect to manifest someone whole. You must first feel yourself complete, whole, radiant with love, before that love can take form in another. What you experience as your reality is nothing but the shadow cast by your inner conversations. The voice within you, the one you argue with, beg, or soothe, is the same voice that shapes your destiny. And so speak to yourself tenderly. When you wake, do not ask, where are they? Ask instead, how does it feel to be so loved? Let that become your new morning ritual. Let that be your mantra throughout the day. Walk as though love walks beside you. Sit as though love surrounds you. Rest as though love is your home. In this assumption lies the secret to every answered desire. The one who truly believes they are loved will not question the calendar or the clock. They live in the knowing that the outer must yield to the inner. Feel their presence beside you. Imagine them whispering your name, not with need, but with reverence. Imagine the simplicity of a shared moment, the comfort of silence, the warmth of a shared glance, the ease of knowing someone chooses you every day, again and again. And do not look to the outer world to give you permission to feel this. The outer world is only the echo. The origin lies within. That is the throne of creation. That is the womb of your reality. The moment you accept this, you become unstoppable. You will no longer be swayed by appearances or seduced by delay. You will smile at loneliness because you know it is only the residue of an old state, dissolving as your new state takes hold. And the more you persist, the more real it becomes, until it is all that exists. When the old self rises up with doubt, when memories of heartbreak attempt to reclaim you, you say, that is not my truth anymore. I am no longer available for love that leaves, for hearts that don't choose me. And then you return, gently, fiercely, to the vision of your fulfilled desire. You imagine your partner reaching for your hand. You hear their laughter echoing through your home. You feel their breath on your neck as they whisper, I love you more every day. And as you fall asleep with that scene etched in your mind, you are planting seeds in the deepest soil of your being. Seeds that must grow, not might grow, must. Because your imagination, when accepted as fact, creates form. This is law, it cannot be broken. The world is clay, and your assumption is the sculptor's hand. Every belief you hold is a command issued to the universe. So speak only what you wish to see, feel only what you wish to live, and if ever the doubt returns, remind yourself, I am the operant power. I decide what enters my experience. I decide what I dwell in, and I choose love. Let this become your inner atmosphere. Let your imagination become the sanctuary where your relationship lives in radiant fulfillment. Let the world fade as you turn within and dwell in the delight of being fully loved. The more you do this, the more effortless it becomes. You will no longer need to manifest love, it will manifest you. You will walk through life as if love is the air you breathe, because it is. You will become magnetic, not by trying but by being. Love will not be something you attract, but something you express so profoundly that it draws to you every reflection of its truth. And those around you will wonder, how did this happen so easily for them? But you will know. You will know it began in the unseen, in the quiet hours, in the silence of surrender, in the deep knowing that you already are what you seek. This is not pretending. This is remembering. Remembering that the version of you who is loved, adored, and cherished is not a fantasy. It is your truest self. And you return to it not through effort, but through surrender. You release the need to control, and you accept the truth. I am already loved. From this place, you don't wait. You receive. You don't wish. You assume. You don't beg. You declare. This is the power you've always had, but were never taught to use. And now that you see it, now that you feel it, you must not look away. You must not slip back into the old identity that believed in delay, in disappointment, in lack. No, that version of you has served its purpose, and now it must be gently laid to rest. Because the new you, the one who lives in the state of fulfilled love, has taken the throne. And this new you thinks differently, speaks differently, feels differently. This new you expects miracles because it knows they are the natural result of a shifted assumption. So speak as one already loved. Let your inner dialogue be saturated with affection. When you look in the mirror, see the one your partner adores. When you close your eyes, feel their arms around you. Not in the future, in this breath, in this moment. Do not wait for the world to confirm what you know. Let your knowing reshape the world. That is the essence of creation. And you are not asking for something small. You are not pleading for scraps. You are claiming the highest form of union, a relationship born not of fear, but of fullness. Not of longing, but of alignment. This is sacred, and it is yours. You don't have to understand how it will come. You don't need to map out every step. You need only to rest in the end. Rest in the feeling of already being loved beyond measure, and let that become your dwelling place. Let it become your atmosphere. And when the doubts arise, and they will, you meet them not with panic but with peace. You say, "Thank you for reminding me to return to my truth." And then you step back into the vision, back into the feeling, back into the state. Because states are what create, not effort, not struggle, not desperation, but state. And the state you dwell in long enough becomes your world. So dwell in love, walk in it, breathe in it, refuse to leave it for even a moment. When the outer world contradicts it, you remind yourself, this is just the echo of my past assumptions. I do not live there anymore. And you stay in your new home, the home of being loved. You were not created to pine, you were created to shine. Your heart is not a place of lack, it is a throne room. And the moment you accept this, you will notice the world begin to respond in ways that defy logic. Because love is not logical, it is mystical, it is magnetic, it bends the laws of space and time. You will begin to sense them, your person, thinking of you. You'll feel them before they appear. You'll catch glimpses of them in dreams, in songs, in the laughter of strangers. You'll know something is moving, shifting, aligning. because you claim the state, and the state must be honored, not by the world, not by others, but by the infinite within you, by the power that responds to your inner declaration with yes, it is done. So keep going, keep choosing the end, keep dwelling in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, even when it feels empty, even when your senses lie, even when your heart wavers. That is the moment of greatest power. That is the moment creation is closest. Remain loyal to the unseen. Be more faithful to the vision than to the evidence. Because the evidence will come, it must. But you must go first. You must lead with your inner eye, not your outer sight. This is the art of true manifestation. This is how a loving relationship becomes inevitable, not because you manipulated the world, but because you mastered yourself. You remembered who you are, and in that remembrance, you became irresistible. You do not manifest love by wishing for it. You manifest love by knowing you are it. You don't create the other person. You create the state, and in that state, the person appears. As if drawn by invisible strings, as if compelled by something deeper than words. This is not fantasy. This is law, and you are the lawgiver. When you walk in the world as one already loved, you radiate a frequency that calls to the one who matches it. Not just someone who wants you, but someone whose soul vibrates with yours. Someone whose being recognizes your essence. And this is not done through effort or strategy. It is done through inner surrender. This is not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming honest, becoming open, returning to the truth that love is your birthright, that you were created to give and receive love without condition, without limitation, without delay. And so you sit with yourself quietly and feel the feeling. You close your eyes and breathe in the sweetness of union. You feel the touch of their hand, the soft rhythm of their breath. You allow it to be so real, so vivid, that you smile without trying. You melt into it. You become one with it. This is the sacred practice. Not once, but every day. Not to get something, but to return to who you really are. Because who you really are is already in relationship, already in love, already held, already seen. And then something extraordinary happens. The world begins to change without your effort. You hear words that echo your inner dialogue. You see signs that confirm your assumption. You feel yourself drawn into experiences that reflect your inner atmosphere. And what once felt like delay now feels like divine timing. What once felt like separation now feels like alignment unfolding. You do not chase after this person. You don't force, beg, or plead. You become. You become the living embodiment of the love you seek. And in your becoming, the relationship becomes inevitable. It is not your desire that draws them. It is your state. And the state cannot lie, it does not deceive. It attracts precisely what it is. That is why you must guard your state, not in fear, but in devotion. You must treat your inner world as holy ground, because it is. Every thought, every image, every inner word is a seed, and each one must grow according to its kind. So if you plant seeds of longing, you reap more longing. If you plant seeds of where are they, you reap delay. But if you plant seeds of fulfillment, if you walk in the end, if you rest in the joy of already being loved, then the harvest will astound you. The person you seek is seeking you, not because they are looking, but because your states are aligning. As you shift into the frequency of being loved, they are magnetized into your reality. They may not know why. They may not understand the pull, but it will be undeniable. They will dream of you before they meet you. They will feel a sense of recognition when they see you. They will be drawn not to your looks or words, but to your vibration, to your certainty, to your knowing. This is the great mystery of love. It responds to assumption, not pursuit. It reveals itself to those who know, not those who beg. And you are learning to know. You are learning to walk in love before the evidence appears. And in doing so, you make the evidence appear. There is nothing more magnetic than one who knows they are loved, not hopes, not waits, knows. So walk with your head held high, not in arrogance, but in truth. Walk as though the one you love is already with you. Walk as though the universe itself conspired for your joy, because it has. You are not separate from your desire. You are one with it. There is no delay in consciousness. There is only alignment. So if the person has not yet appeared, ask not what is wrong with the world. Ask only, have I returned to my state? And gently, lovingly, return. You are not behind, you are not late. There is no competition in the spiritual realm. There is only now. And now is the only moment in which anything is created. So create now, feel now, imagine now, speak now, and let the world catch up to your knowing. This relationship you seek, it already exists in the invisible. Every touch, every word, every shared silence is already alive in the imaginal realm. Your job is not to make it happen. It's to remain faithful to that realm until the outer must obey. And it will obey. You do not need signs, but they will come. You do not need reassurance, but it will appear. You do not need to prove anything, because your inner knowing is enough. And that knowing radiates like light. It draws, it attracts, it commands. Do not worry about timing. Timing belongs to the physical realm. You belong to eternity. And in eternity, love is always now. Your task is not to measure progress. Your task is to remain in the vibration, to live the end, to surrender to the joy that the world has not yet caught up with. And if you fall, get back up. If you doubt, return. If you forget, remember. This is not about being perfect. It is about being persistent. You are worthy of a love that thrills your soul, a love that steadies your heart, a love that mirrors the beauty you hold inside. And that love cannot help but find you when you become the version of you that expects it. So become her, become him, become the one who is already loved, not in theory but in feeling. And as you live from that feeling, everything changes. Not because you forced it, but because you finally stopped fighting it. And now you allow the love to find you in perfect rhythm. You allow the person to appear without needing to know their name or face. You allow